Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cycle, and it's time for more Let's Play Train Simulator. We're going to do the career version of the working Wycon scenario today. We are using the SD40 Independence. You can see we have a couple scenario pack SD40 scenarios up here. We're not worrying about those today. We have some SD60 scenarios here, including ones that actually come with the train and are included, therefore, with Sherman Hill. A couple scenario pack ones as well, one of them from the battle for Sherman Hill. We're not worried about any of that today either, so we're just going to go ahead and get started with what we have here on the Independence today. That is the working Wycon career scenario. Let's get started, and you are actually, before we get started, you are the engineer of a Cheyenne Wycon Cheyenne local turn that has arrived at the massive Wycon fertilizer plant. You'll be gathering the cars for your return trip from around the plant facility, then hauling the consist back to Cheyenne. Your brakeman is going to get rather wet because the weather is quite poor. Your power is a pair of veteran EMD SD40-2s, and guess which one we're driving. I'll see you inside. If you get this error, as you may have seen in other scenarios, I don't know what's causing it because I have no edits to cause this to happen. But something seems to have edited in somewhere. So yeah, if you get this error, just hit F2 and cancel and you should be good. I don't know why it's doing it on this scenario. I didn't do this on the first playing. But in any case, let's go. You've arrived at Wycon with UP3508 in the lead, but have now switched cabs to UP3300 and your brakeman has already cut off the inbound consist. So it's time to pull together the cars you will be hauling to Cheyenne. Moving as instructed in the task list, your first pickup is at Wycon 5 Anhydrous Ammonia. Into the cab to keep an eye on our information. Before we get too far, let's make sure the track is set, shall we? This is a very annoying scenario doing career mode, so I do not blame you if you decide you want to play with the version that is done in standard mode. It is also included with the pack. If you want to save yourself some headaches, just play that one. Get rid of the timetable and have some fun with it. See how quickly you can do it on your first attempt. And don't worry about the points, because doing this one for perfect points is not fun. I should also point out I've already had to do this once. And the reason I'm doing it a second time is because, well, literally, let's just put it this way. I literally saved a recording with no audio commentary because my mic decided to suddenly not work for whatever reason. And because my mic suddenly decided not to work, I basically was not going to give you the pleasure of a quiet time. You're going to have to deal with my voice. Sorry, guys. I've already deleted the bad recording, so it's gone. You can't get it back. You will be handling hazardous loads in the yard, so be aware that much of the track around here is limited to 10 miles per hour. Roger. But not this one. So now that I'm up to about 12, let's do a quick visit down to where we're going to be going here. We're going to be going here first, here second. Okay, back to our train. Don't be surprised if you see me do saves here and there as well, because there's a good reason for me to do that. This is such a tight timing area back here that it would be silly for me not to save periodically. Because there are so many steps here that you have to actually do. It is easy to accidentally speed as you're doing any of this. Like you just saw right there, 11 steps right through coupling, and I think there's more than that. So I will be saving at the first timetable checkpoint, and then after I get the cars from the first section and go into the second, I might do another save. Then we'll do a third save at that point, probably at the actual timetable location. We'll see how I feel. We'll see how I'm feeling about it when I get to that point. Just don't expect much in terms of external shots on this one because I'm not going to have time to do it. Oh, that's not where I want to be. I want to be up here. Because the switch I'm hitting is right there, and I need more brakes. So I can hit this. Excellent. Back to here. So now I'm going to ride the back of the train here. I'm going to put ourselves up to speed fast because we're backing up, so speeding is less of a danger here. Like I said, speeding is less of a danger here. I think I would have actually gone in the scenario properties and disabled speeding on this, because they can actually do that without editing the scenario itself. And it actually would disable your speeding penalty points. I should do that and just do this whatever speed I want to do it. But I'm going to do it proper. I'm going to show you I can do it within speed. Because it can be done, just very, very tightly. Until you get to the drive to Cheyenne. That part, there's not a problem. Gradient's not affecting us as much now, so we might have to put a little brakes on here ourselves. We'll see what we're dealing with when we get there. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a wee bit of brakes here. I might be okay, though. No, I'm okay. Yep, we're good. Okay, we are getting off the gradient now, so we're only on a 0.5 instead of 1.0 now. So it should be easier to maintain the 10 miles per hour, as the ground seems to be flattening out just a little bit up here, which is not a problem. No problem. So we're going to approach towards the back of our, or the front of our first part of our consist here. We're going to go ahead and hit some brakes in a moment, like now. I might have taken that a little too long. I definitely took that too long. I didn't even connect. There we go. Now also pick up the 2 tank cars at Wycon CO2 track. Back in the cab. So we're going to get ourselves off of this anhydrous ammonia track. As you see, the gradient's not really affecting me yet. We're going to stop at the switch up here, so I'm going to get out of the cab and just hop off here, and let's do the out the window view actually. So we're going to hop off right here. That's not how you hop off. Nope, that's where you hop off. Thank you. And I shouldn't be slowing down yet. No, don't slow down yet. I need speed still. So the train's coming here. So now I'm going to put the brakes on. In fact, I might have waited a little too long to put them on. So there we go. I'm going to hop on the back of the train now, which is right there. So we're going to face in this direction and pick up our other cars. And try not to destroy the yard while we do it and possibly cause, you know, poisoning for the town of Cheyenne. That'd be a very bad thing. Don't brake. I hit the brakes by accident. Don't brake. You could trigger a drive quality penalty by just very unintentionally by doing that. We're going to want to hit the brakes as we start entering this track here, because the cars are, it's a very, very small track. So we want to hit the brakes as we enter. We're going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and take them off a little now so we can come in at a decent speed. I think we're in good time right now, so we'll verify in a minute. More brakes. I'm going to go forward at this point. Oh, we just got them. Look at that. Take these 5 cars out to Wycon approach and stop. You will then push them back to Wycon 1 scale. Roger. Back in the cab. Kill that. And now it's just speed management until we get to Wycon approach. Because at Wycon approach we are going to have to stop. There's how we're going to manage the speed. We're going to stay just under 10 for right now. And then as we hit 10, we're going to have to hit the brake at least once before we're able to go to 15. Quick peek at the map. It shows that everything is clear to Wycon, even about Wycon reverse, but we're not going to Wycon reverse yet. And when we do, we're not going to be reversing either, just as a point of fact. So here's our little brake application. Maybe the only one. We may need another one, but I think it's going to be the only one we need. 15 now. We have to go all the way to Wycon approach. I could go ahead and just burst the power right up to 15, but it's going to be more braking, so I'm just going to go ahead and let it increase gradually because we're already at 13 anyway. This is obviously a very bumpy track. You can see the train bumping around a lot as we drive along here. Quick review of our task when we are finished at Wycon approach and we're able to back up fully. We're going to take a quick look and find out that we're going to be dropping off the locomotive and 5 cars. So let's go ahead and make sure I don't speed. And after I get the speed down a wee bit, I'll show you what we're doing. Oh, not brake, no. Off. Wow, too much brake. Speed. That was a mistake. Okay, good enough for now. So we're going to be dropping off the locomotive, basically. The whole locomotive car arrangement. So all 6 items you see in yellow are going to be left behind. Now I don't understand why they have us doing a stop at Wycon approach. This is a pointless task. If you're slightly slow, you don't have time to stop at Wycon approach, but you fail if you don't. I think something lit up on my tooltips for a second. So let's make sure we get fully in. Well, only the lead car has to be in. We can actually brake right now. We should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and brake immediately. This will count as our stop at Wycon approach. We are within Wycon approach. So I'm just increasing the brakes now that we are definitely in. We could have done that a little bit better, but we'll deal with it. We have time to hit the switches here. So let's hit the switches. That one's already set because, like I said, see why we don't need to go past here? There's so many things we have to hit now. We have to figure out where they are. So that's where we're going. Don't go yet. I almost moved. Push these cars to the west end of Wycon 1 scale and uncouple them there. We already... Oh! Wycon approach was actually our timing this bonus. So I actually misread that. That was our timing this bonus. So we're actually 2 minutes early. I'm not speeding up very much. So we already got our first 250 points, and I actually got confused where the task was. You saw the red signal ahead, by the way? That will change. That will become a green while we're still working. Doesn't matter right now because we're not going out yet. So that's the front, that's the back. We're going to run ourselves into a Wycon scale. We're going to come to a stop fast, and we're going to hope this is good enough for the game. So now that we're in scale, let's go to the front and make sure the rest of the train gets in, because we have to at least clear the track. If we don't clear the track, we're going to have a serious problem. Mainly because we're going to be using that track behind it later. So some of the cars are in Wycon scale. That should be enough, but we're going to go ahead and back a couple more in. Alright, we're good. Stop. I didn't want to bring the engine in. That's too much. Too much. So we're going to delete everything, and we're going to go forward. Now we need to pick up more cars, beginning at Wycon scale, Nitrate 3. Roger. Where's that? I'll show you. Let's get some speed. While we're getting out of this area, we're going to do some preparatory work over here for later. You see, we're going to switch. We're going to have to hit here as well. Making sure we're on the track. That's the one we're going to need later. Let's not keep this on. So we're going to have to go back up to the Wycon approach area, Wycon approach area here, because there's going to be some tracks coming in here on the side. In fact, we might be past them right now. Yeah, these are the tracks. Right here is what we're going to need. So we're going to have to actually go all the way up and back up here. So it said Wycon 3, I believe. So this is 3 right here. That's number 3. We're going to be following this track. That is set. We just have to get past this switch. So we can stop as soon as we pass that. That's the switch. So Wycon Nitrate 3 is now this one. We can back up. And time for the fun reversal into cars stuff again. But again, we have to stop ourselves at 10 as soon as we pass that switch. I just realized, by the way, I did not register a save. So I'll tell you what, let's do it now, shall we? Normally I'm a little more elegant with that, but... Since we were a couple minutes early on the prior timing, I think we're going to be a little okay with our timings on this one. So I'm not going to rush in as much as I would, but I do still have to make sure I'm going up to at least 9 miles per hour. If I don't, I'm going to have problems because I will be too slow. So a little bit of brakes now. Next, pick up the 3 tank cars at Wycon Nitrate 4. Where's Nitrate 4? Right there. Right next door. That's Nitrate 4. So we're going to have to clear at least another track here. So the track on the left is the one we're going to be following to Nitrate 4. Let's make sure we pass the point where we would connect to it, and then we will we'll lollygag out the window while we pass that point. Now let's rejoin that track, so we're going to have to make sure we follow this switch as well. I believe I've already set it, but I'll double check it on the map. We have to still clear onto this track again, so no matter what, we have to go on here. This is the point at which we probably want to disconnect and keep an eye on the switch. So we have to get all the way up there. I need to take those brakes off because we need to go a little bit further here. As you can see, we're following the train along the track here. So that's the point at which we can stop, I believe, right there. We're going to switch this back, I believe. Let's make sure the other switches are set as we come over here. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm coming back onto here. I'm going to head here. Let's reverse. So back onto the back of the train, make sure we follow the correct track. Actually, we know we're following the track because it actually says Wycon Nitrate 4. So yeah, we are definitely on the right track. We're going to stop ourselves at 10 again. We could have inched up to 11 or 12 briefly, but we're going to have to get down to 10 right away, so there's no point risking it. I'm changing my view already because I know we're coming up on some cars here. We're going to hit the brakes now. It's enough brakes. I actually need a little more speed now to make sure we don't stop completely. And we're going to go ahead and cruise in here for our connection. There it is. Proceed to Wycon Nitrate 7 and add the 2 covered hoppers there to this string of cars. Where is Wycon Nitrate 7, you might ask? I'm so glad you asked. Let's move this up. Because no matter what, we're going to need to stop after a point anyway. So I'm just going to stay outside the cab for this one. We're going to have to go all the way up here anyway, so it doesn't matter what we're doing right now. Let's keep it down to 7 for a moment so I can check the other switches. Nitrate 7 is all the way back here. That's where we're going. So, for natural purposes, we're going to, well, we're going to wait here. There we go. main thing right now is make sure we don't speed while we try to pass here. There's our last car. Hit this. We're good to go. We don't have to actually stop at the approach thing, so we can just back straight up to Nitrate 7. I believe the track is now set. I'm going to verify this. Yes, it is. We're blue. So Wycon Nitrate 7 is right there. You can keep going, please. I'm going to hop on the back of the car now, or back of the train now as it comes back up. Not going to look perfect, but there it is. Oh, that's why it's not going to look perfect, because we're lined up for that. Okay, never mind. Now, why they're having us do these cars first, I have no idea. And why I'm going to have to do another save at some point, too. So why I'm doing so few of those, I also have no idea. But you can see Wycon Nitrate 7 is indeed now showing up as a checkpoint. We're going back through Wycon 3 to get there. I should be going 15. Now you're going to see we're going to move to Wycon Nitrate 6 and then back to scale. So we only have one more coupling job after we pick these up. Then we're going back to scale. So this last one is probably the longest one to go pick up because we have to come all the way back through here to go all the way back where it is. So this is where our timing for the getting the scale is going to be tested, because the reverse, getting to the reverse point, I think, is where you... Wow, I'm not doing this well at all. Getting to the reverse point is the one I'm most concerned about. They're the cars I'm looking for. I couldn't see them for a moment, but they were behind the building. We're not going to worry about those two tracks next to us right now. I think we're going to see them in a moment. So I started slowing down now that I'm getting a little closer. I'm down to 9. Down to 7. I'm low enough to connect now without a penalty. Forward. There are 2 more covered hoppers to pick up at Wycon Nitrate 6. So I said we're not going to worry about those tracks next to us yet, but I think that's actually Wycon Nitrate 6 right next to us. And we're not set up to be able to connect to it directly. It's actually right there. We have to take a much longer roundabout method to get there. So this is set up to work against us, needless to say. Like, they didn't think of building a connection into the track over here, which might have actually been a smart idea to have the extra track and the extra switch. But I guess the place was already confusing enough. So instead we have to go around this entire building, which makes no sense. We're just riding along with the, well, not with the end of the train. That's the end of the train back there, but we're going to stay where we are right now. So now I'm going to go ahead and split because I know we're going to have a couple more cars behind this one. That's not how to do it. That's how to split. So, up, I don't want to go down. Whoa, sorry guys. So we should have, that's the last car I believe, so let's go ahead and hit some brakes. Heavy brakes. And this is where I'm, no, that's not the one we want to go. Sorry, keep going. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. A little further. A little further. Where I want to actually go is the next switch. I was almost past it. So close. So close. That's where I want to go. Okay, let's go. I've lost some time. Okay, back up immediately. We're losing time. We're going to have to rush this one up to the 10 again. So we got to the 15. We are indeed aiming for Nitrate 6. That's what we want to do. Back up to 15. Actually, we're going to need to drop to 10 very, very shortly, so don't go to 15. So we're down to 10 now. That's good. Boy, coupling jobs can be stressful, can't they? So there's what we're connecting to. Let's turn the view over to here now. I don't know why I bothered to increase the throttle, but I did. So connect here, brakes. Forward. We're almost done here. Proceed back to Wycon 1 scale and couple onto the 5 tank cars left there earlier. Roger. We don't actually have to stop at Wycon reverse this time. We can just back right up to the scale. So, front of the cab again. So our engine never left the 15 zone, but we have cars that are in the 10 zone. So we have to stay in the 10 zone for a moment. I should be able to speed up after this, but we're going to have to watch where we reverse anyway. Yep, let's check our switches again. We're going to be coming on here, so as soon as we pass the switch and merge onto that track, I almost panicked for a second. As soon as we pass that point, I didn't want to do that either. As soon as we pass this point, we're going to be able to get ready to... that's the point, right there. Right here. So we're going to stay right here. We're going to watch the cars come in. As soon as everybody passes, we're hitting that switch. We're now going 15. We're at our speed limit, so let's control our speed. So I'm recognizing the covered hoppers now. That means there's at least a couple more behind it, and then we're done. That might be the last one. It is the last one. I can hit the brakes completely at this point, and I can go ahead and hit that switch. Switch has been hitted. This is now hitted. Reverse. Go backwards. Back to the back of the cars, and we're going to connect to this, and we're going to make some loud noises, which freight cars do. You can see we have to be out of here at 9:32. We're stopping at Wycon approach at 9:32. Even if we have a green signal, we're stopping at Wycon approach. It is not a go via. I guess just to make sure we have all the right cars in the right order, basically. So I did make one or two little mistakes in there. You can do it just a little bit better than I did. But apparently there's a little more give than I thought. It is still a very stressful mission. It's easy to make one mistake and everything snowballs from there. But once you get to this part, I said once you get to this part, not stop. You can let me connect. Please tell me I'm connected. I'm not connected. What's going on, guys? Guys. There we go. Finally. Pull out to Wycon approach with your consist and stop. Roger. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves up to a reasonable speed. And as soon as I hit the front of the Wycon approach area, I'm hitting the brakes. I don't know why the map bothers to zoom me out automatically. I'm going to be stopping anyway. And I'm going to need to brake early too. Look at this. I'm going to be braking a little early. We still have a red, strangely enough. We'll just stop here. This is fine. We'll take a quick look at our train while we stop. Engineer UP3300 dispatcher. We have our concepts pulled together and are ready to return to Cheyenne Yard. Dispatcher UP3300. You are cleared to proceed eastward to Cheyenne Yard. Dispatcher out. To receive the clear signal, press tab. You may remember this from the Granite via Wycon scenario. We're going to have to actually request to pass. Not a problem. We're approved. We're green. Let's go. Notice it was green and not yellow, by the way. In Granite via Wycon, it was a yellow because we had to reverse again to go in the other direction. But this time we're getting a solid green. So no problems with the signals here. We're clear to go do exactly what we need to do here. It is a 3-color aspect. We have to manage our speed coming out of the yard. We have to have a little bump here and there again, which we just did. Now the rest of this mission is much, much, much better. Notice we have a 9:40 arrival at our... and we got a checkpoint there for reverse. So yeah, needless to say, it reloaded. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves out of the yard. We're probably going to have to manage our own switches coming into the actual stop point, which is annoying. But, yeah. Our expected arrival is 2 minutes early because we actually came to the checkpoint about 2 or 3 minutes early. So we're in pretty good shape. If you're literally run it just on time, you're going to feel a little more pressure at this point, I think. Oh, we're at 55 now, so we're going to speed up. We're not going to stay 55 for long. We're going to get to eventually some kind of worse speed situation. But let's get out of here. That's where we are, up here. We're going to proceed eventually into this yard, which is going to be via this yard. So that's the third one, I believe. Fourth one. We're going to have to come in here. I'll line that up because I'm nice. We're going to have to set this. We're going to have to set this. We're going to have to... That's all set. We're going to be coming along this track. That is set. That is set. This is not. That is set. And those are automatic. I think we're good to go now. We're now at a 45. We're now at a 50. So I've eased the throttle down because we are on a downhill, so I actually know we're going to get a little further up to speed here on this 1.0 gradient. So I'm easing it down. We're also going to have to keep in mind there is a 40 ahead. We're going to have to be cut down to 15 by the time we get to the yard as well. I don't know why I put the brakes on immediately, but I did. There is the 40 coming up. Now we need the brakes. We continue to have a green signal, which is what we expected. A little bit of lag as Cheyenne loads. It is a bit of a populated area. Cheyenne Yardmaster UP3300. We will bring you into Cheyenne South 9 East. You will need to turn the number of your own switches as you enter the yard. I'm on a timetable, guys. Luckily, I already checked the map and we know we're good. Do they even realize that we have to stop and trigger every single switch ourselves? It makes us late. If we have to stop at every single switch, annoying. We're going to get ourselves down to 40 now. Actually, I'm taking a little too long to brake for that. Actually, it's coming off very nicely. So I forgot, this is a This is the older version of the Loco. It's actually coming off very nicely. So I'm going to keep a little speed on for right now. Now we're going to brake. There we go. So I believe there are yellows everywhere here. I don't... The one on the left of those two is ours. That's a yellow lunar for us. We are pulling into the yard based on that signal. The next signal will be a red lunar. We must be down to 20 miles per hour the moment we cross that signal. So 25 or 35, whatever you see up ahead, the 20, well, the 20 is what we're going to be going anyway, but the 35 does not matter. We're not allowed to go 35. There's a UP3399 over there. Just chilling. So knowing our signal limit, I'm going to go ahead and put some brakes on now. I might be a little early actually. It's coming off very, very nicely. So I'm going to leave myself at 30. Because I think that's... Oh, you know what? It's just coming off very nicely right now. Maybe I will keep going at this brake pace. We're doing good here. You can see all the reds up ahead, but we have the single lunar to allow us into the yard. Tip of the hat to the signaler, and off we go. And we're down for the signal just in time without too much effort, so we are good to proceed now. And there's the 20 now on our marker. Gonna keep within 19 to 20 range ourselves. So these signals actually set your limit, unlike the ones on Cahoon, which tell you to go at 15, and they don't actually make you go at 15. You wait for the actual entry to the yard to go 15. So we are indeed set for Cheyenne New Way West, or South New Way West, sorry. So we're going to hit the automatic switches here. That will just make sure our path is indeed clearing properly. We're going to get down to 15 in a moment as well. That's the other reason I've not gone to the map yet. Everything is automatic until we get into 15. So even though we hit our switches, we're just going to do a double check of our planning here. I need to get 15 now, so let's break it down. A little too much. So put a slight brake on. We're going to release it when we get down to about 13. Then I'll check the map. Okay, quick map check. Everything is... Yep, everything's clear. I thought it was screwed up for a second, but everything is clear through the other South New Way. So we are good. We have two of those to cross there. So we're going to go via the second one in a moment, after the first one. I believe the first one was our... Yeah, that's our timetable checkpoint for 9:40. We're 2 minutes early. Almost 3 minutes early, actually. We just crossed 9:38. So it was almost 3 minutes early. We're now expecting to arrive at the next South New Way in about 2 minutes. Another quick map check. You can see the lines are indeed taking us into our siding. They're just not on the map yet. Now there is a possibility I could have picked the wrong siding. We'll find out in a moment because we're going to see yellow if it's the correct siding, and I do see yellow, so it's the correct siding. That is our path. I'd love this train to stop giving me nausea as it bumbles around the way it does, but real life trains do that, so... now my hands are off the controls. We are no longer on a downhill gradient. I can put a small amount of speed on. That's all I'm going to do, actually. I will do that. But right now, my hands are off the controls. This is where we get the inevitable, "Look, Ma, no hands" meme, or whatever you want to call it. We're getting down to the bottom 14s again, so I'm going to put a small amount of power back on. That will do nicely. Is that an active service ahead? No, it is. It's just a yard set. So the stop means we're going to be turning to the right. All the signals along here are not showing stop signs. They're showing that we're going to stay on this straight track all the way along. That's what we like to see. But further ahead, as we zip ahead, we're going to see there is one that is turned. That is the same one that's going to turn us into our exit, so to speak. So once we clear that track, we are going to make a left turn. Once we clear that switch, it's the next one after this one. So it's going to be this next one right now. And as we cross that one, we're going to make a left turn. A little more power as we come in. And naturally, all the other switches being straight means nothing. I just set the one straight because he can. There was no other reason. That track looked a little interesting, didn't it? It looks fine now. Looked interesting in the window. So we need to arrive at our stop in 8 minutes. I have a feeling that's not going to be a problem, do you? At this point, we're going to be even earlier for that than we were for the entry into the yard. Chance to catch up some time here. Or maybe the timing accounts for people who actually want to stop and, you know, set the switches after they stop. But I have a feeling there would actually be a problem if you actually did that all the way along. From a realism standpoint, you don't do it while you're on the move. But I do it while I'm on the move because it's a video game. In real life, you wouldn't be timed like this, I don't think. Yeah, you have to be done by a certain time, but they probably give you a little more leniency because you actually have to spend the time hooking the cars up. Unlike in this game where you just go playing, you're in. So I'm just going to let the train coast along this track, and I'm going to take it about far enough to actually be fully within South 9 East if I can. So you see where the number is right now? It's a little bit before where the word Cheyenne is. So its number's disappeared now. We're going to go ahead and keep going, well, until about the point where the word Cheyenne appears next to the 0.3%, where that percentage is, whatever it is at that point. That's around the point where I think we're going to be able to start stopping. But we can actually go a little bit further because our train is way longer than the siding. So we can go a bit further if we want to. You can actually see the little yellow mark. It's under the other engine right now. That little yellow mark shows where the beginning of the siding is. So if I were to bring it up on the map right now as well, over here, you can actually see where the siding split is. That blue line is the siding split. I am now fully in the other siding, so I can now stop anytime in this siding. I am fully in position. I'm going to go ahead and center it a little more next to this train right here. So once we're centered next to that train, I'm going to say we're done, and that's where I'm going to stop it. Now we have 15 cars, including the engine behind us. So I'm going to count these cars here and see how much space we have. I already got 2 cars counted. The white ones are 5 and 6. There's another white one after number 7, so number 8 is the other white one. Oh, there's only 10 on this one. Interesting. Only 10 cars on that particular train. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm going to hit this because why not? Not that we need it, but why not? Let's just act like we were leaving. So I think we can stop right now. That's a good place to stop. Now, as you can see on the map, we're going to be 3 cars past, 3.5 back, so we're good. That's a good place to stop. So let's look at the train as we finish. I wonder how people in this neighborhood feel about having ammonia, basically, in the sidings next to them. I wonder how they feel knowing there is something that is extremely flammable that may destroy their neighborhood nearby. In any case, scenario done. That should be 1,000 points. We're going to actually go to the ending screen and show you that because, well, I need to do that. Well done under challenging weather conditions. Take a break. Scenario complete. Not allowed to get a coffee, I guess. In any case, I want to remind you as well, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and go to the ending screen. And our special Sunday episode of Let's Play Train Simulator comes to a close as we get our 1,000-point scores. So we are done that. And as you can see, I'm just going to explain why I have 0 XP gained. That is not a problem with the game. This is my second time playing this area, and the reason is because the first time, as I said before in the video, no audio commentary. So I had to re-record it. I didn't want to just tape over that version. I just went ahead and did this again, see if I could do it better, and I did it better, actually. This was a better run, so I'm not going to be upset about the fact I tried that again. I showed it could be done even better than I did before. So there you go. That's that. In any case, what's the special thing I was talking about next week, or this coming week? I still can't go into too much detail because I don't think there's anything said about it yet, but I do have a German route planned, and the German route is going to be starting on Tuesday. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going ahead and doing the next 5 episodes on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And then I thought about doing next Sunday as well, but then I have to fill in something as a stopgap before my next project. I want my next project to be on a Friday. So I'm going to do the 5th episode next Tuesday after this first one this coming Tuesday. So we're going to be back on a kind of regular schedule after the Wednesday. And then I'm going to move to Friday. I'm going to start a new release, and we're going to... I have a couple of things that could possibly go there. One is already taped. The other is something I still have to tape if I do it. So we're going to see how that works out. I'm going to see if I can get that up there and get that taped and ready to go for you. So again, I'm not going to go into too much detail until I know whether that's going to happen. But I will tell you that the other route plan, I'm not going to talk about it yet, is already fully taped, fully recorded. And because of these special projects, I'm actually pushing it back to May now. So be aware that I am actually pushing back my own recording schedule. I also have a couple other routes taped. Make sure to tune in on Tuesday. Other than that, have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, whatever it is for your part of the world. So you can support my work on Patreon. You can join my Discord server. That's all in the description. And like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time on Tuesday. Which, if this is way after this happened, just go find the playlist. It will be right after this in the video list. German route. Look for German routes, and you'll find it. Yeah, I'll see you for that. I'm Cyclone. See you Tuesday. Bye-bye.